Hey guys, we are thankful that you are participating with us again this week with your missional community. Last week we took on the practice of silence and solitude. The idea with silence and solitude is not that it is some sort of a magical thing, but we really are wanting to create some building blocks in this, like moving towards making being with Jesus like normal for us as a church and as a community. And so this week, the aim is to build on some of that foundational piece of silence and solitude and quieting our hearts and our minds, which for a lot of us was probably really difficult and we really struggled with. But we want to move, because the idea isn't for us to just sit in the same place every week, but the idea is for there to be development over time. And so what our hope is for this week is that we would move from silence and solitude into a place of abiding in the truth and the reality that God is omnipresent, that those of us in Christ have been given the Spirit, and that He is with us and among us. He is Emmanuel, God with us. So the practice is going to look a lot like last week. We're going to start off the same way with breathing, with getting still, finding a place, quieting our minds, breathing prayer, which wasn't, if you weren't here last week, breathing prayer is nothing that's like, hugely revolutionary or cataclysmic or anything like that. But the idea is that we would just stop, we would slow our breathing down, have some intentional breathing, and as we still ourselves, as things come into our mind and flood our mind, our emotions, we just begin to just set those things over to the side. And as we get a little sideways, so to speak, we can even just enter into a quick prayer of like, Father, would you ground me here in this place with you? And that's kind of what we're doing in this next week, is we're wanting to take a shift, and we're going to move from the silence and solitude, and we're wanting to move into abiding. And so what we mean by abiding is like I've already mentioned, that God is with us, that when we get still, when we get silent, we don't even just sit by ourselves, but we sit with God despite our unawareness of that reality or even our unbelief around that reality. And so we want to call ourselves to believe the truth that like God is with us, that we are not alone. So as you get still and as you get silent, as you get quiet, the idea is that you would, like I said, transition from just kind of that stillness and quietness to inviting, calling yourself to believe the truth that like God is here with me, and that is enough. I can sit in this moment with God. He is enough. There will be, in the coming weeks, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that surfaces in our own, in our hearts and our thoughts, our emotions that are coming to surface, existential dread that's on the surface in these moments. And we're going to talk about what it looks like to cast cares and to really release those things, to walk more freely and wholly. But for the time being, tonight or today, whenever you're meeting, the idea is that we would call ourselves to recognize and to remember that God is with us, and to invite God to do what He will, whether that be to like minister to us, whether it be to give us a sense of assurance, of peace, whatever it be, that we would just abide and sit in the reality that we have been inextricably, those of us in Christ, bound to Him. So the idea is that you guys will take 5 minutes in your groups and then come back and discuss, and we're hoping that you guys also will take this practice and make it a part of your regular weekly rhythm 3 to 5 times this week. So hope it goes well. We're praying for you guys, and we will do this again next time it's time to do a practice.